Chris and Julie are just loved by everybody, and I think that's why people want to honor them.
Service to me, it means you care and share.
They're do-gooders. They're going to give back to the community in every respect.
Some people just have that built into them, like they have that stamina and they have that drive, and the Kellers definitely have that.
They really are jewels, I feel, in the crown of Little Rock.
And Chris and Julie really kind of shun attention. They do a lot for the community, both of them in their own right and together.
Well, that's how a community grows. If you have a selfish community, there's no growth. And they're not selfish people.
They really sort of push back from receiving attention, which I'm sure they're a little uncomfortable with the night we're having right now, and so that does bring me just a slight bit of entertainment.
What they show is how a couple can work together to build community.
Chris with his church work, and Julie with her community work, just amazing human beings who are positive role models for our community and for our school.
It's so second nature to be as giving and as committed they are.
This place is special to them, be it Central High or Little Rock or Arkansas. It's something that they deeply care about, and so it's not work, it's simply part of their life.
Chris and I met 50 years ago at Pulaski Heights Junior High in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we both were athletes, and Chris was a better athlete than I was. He was a tennis star. He was way ahead of us. His exposure from being son of the bishop and allowed him to be, his mind to expand. I mean, he's the first person I ever met that told me he'd been around the world.
That he always was able to think outside the box, and apparently still does in his life, from everything I know about him.
He just has a wonderful sense of humor that really always ties into his sermons and his preachings, and so he connects with me personally, and I think he connects with a lot of people personally in that way.
My relationship with Chris is one of the most important relationships in my life, outside of my immediate family. Anytime I have a major life event in the last several years, I talk to Chris about it.
I had an addiction, and that addiction caused me to pick up some criminal charges, and I was headed to the Arkansas Department of Correction, and I got a second chance. And while you're going through some traumatic issues in life, you'll find out who your friends are, because they will come to your side. He was there for me, and that's what friends do.
Julie is one of the most loyal friends. She is there in the good times, she's there in the challenging times, she's there when all you need is somebody to hold your hand and give you a hug. She's just the best. You could just not have a better friend. I'm going to get teared up.
Julie does what she does because she, too, compliments Dr. Keller in being a servant leader.
She's the kind of the power behind the throne. She's a get things done type of person, and together they're just very powerful.
Chris is an alum. He's a former student body president. He's done so much for the community in Little Rock. Julie was one of the founding board members of the Tiger Foundation, and she didn't even go to Central, so she's contributing to the school where her husband and her daughter went.
And she has so loved being involved with the Tiger Foundation. It's been really inspirational to those of us that know her.
When we started the Tiger Foundation, she became our secretary-treasurer, and frankly, I could barely keep up with her. And then when this project came up with the Steinway piano, it was unbelievable. I've never seen anybody work any harder, raise more money, make more friends than she did. She has made her mark and made a huge difference to Central High School. It doesn't matter that she didn't graduate from here.
Just hearing her talk about the good work that the Tiger Foundation has done over the last few years, but then also the piano restoration and the work that she did on that is just, it's so Julie.
She really put our organization in a position to have a night like we're having tonight, and so it's only fitting, I think, that she's one of the people that we're honoring in our first event.
This is our 1927 Steinway piano. It was here when the building was opened in August of 1927. It was purchased for the opening of the school, and so there's that historic significance alone. Central High was the main performing area for the arts scene from the 1920s until Robinson was built in the late 1940s. This was the largest auditorium. And so the school provided this fine resource. So Steinway is like a Rolls Royce. It just never really loses its value. It was used for many decades before it was vandalized and it was unplayable. There was a fire in the auditorium. It was severely damaged at that time. It was slated for junk and it was about to be taken out of the building, and Mrs. Russo stepped in, our principal stepped in and stopped that from happening. One Sunday morning I was reading in the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette about the Tiger Foundation. The Tiger Foundation had provided football helmets for the athletic teams. And so I ran into Clark Tucker at church and I said, I think I have a project you may be interested in. The Tiger Foundation took this on with very few questions. And I heard from Julie within a couple of days.
And then the next thing I knew, Julie Keller just took over to get it restored, to get it fixed.
Julie Keller was a master at rallying community support and making sure that Central High as a community came together to accomplish this.
But when the Steinway was returned, they knew that there would be a concert that would be very, very featured. It would have a lot of dignitaries, a lot of special guests. And our grand drape and grand valence were, as I described to the Tiger Foundation, they were very sad and very much in a state of disrepair. It was a drape that had been put up after the fire in 1995. It was soiled, it had lost all its fire protection. It was tattered, held together with safety pins and duct tape. This grand concert would be much grander if we had a new grand drape. And Julie wholesale bought into that. Julie came in and worked with me and asked me what would be best for students, what would be best for the stage, and it happened. The dream came true.
But Julie was the one that led it. It would not have been possible without Julie Keller's leadership.
The Kellers have stepped up to help the rest of us remember Central High School, it's a treasure, and that we need to invest in ensuring that it's a treasure going forward.
Because of Chris's history at Central, his involvement in the community, Julie's involvement in the community, but also specifically in the Tiger Foundation, it just made perfect sense for them to be the first couple that we're honoring with our first annual event.
In my heart, I want to say thank you, Lord, for allowing Chris and Julie Keller to be a part of my life. Thank you, Chris, for your continued trust, which you earn in life. It's not something you go and buy.
Julie and Chris, I'm so honored to be talking about you today. I'm so thrilled that you're being honored in this way. I can't think of two more deserving people. You all are just a treasure, and all of us that know you are blessed by having known you.
Mom and Dad, congratulations on this. I mean, this is something that is well-deserved. You've already created a lasting legacy here, and knowing you, you'll continue to do so throughout the rest of your lives. I love you, and I'm proud of you.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I wish I could be at what is one of my favorite places in the entire world celebrating you tonight. Please know that I am there in spirit, and I couldn't be any prouder of the two of you, and I love you both very much. And go Tigers!
I want to thank Chris and Julie both for all that you have done for Central High School, for our community. You have made a huge difference in the lives of our children.
We're so proud of our new curtain and how great we look with it. Thank you. Thank you for caring for us, the children of Central High School.
Just proud that he can be the first honor of the Award of Excellence, that the others have some big shoes to follow.